In a significant diplomatic development, the United States and Brazil are working behind the scenes to arrange a meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, according to Bloomberg reports. The potential encounter is drawing global attention, as it could reshape the dynamics of U.S.-Latin American relations, mark a notable shift in Brazil's foreign policy direction, and signal new priorities for Trump's administration on the international stage. Diplomatic context. Relations between Washington and Brasilia have historically been complex, swinging between cooperation and confrontation depending on the leadership in both countries. Lula, who returned to office in 2023 after a dramatic political comeback, has sought to reassert Brazil's role as a leader in the global south, pushing for stronger ties with China, Russia, and other emerging economies while also maintaining dialogue with Western powers. Trump, back in the White House, has emphasized a nationalist agenda focused on U.S. economic interests, energy security, and rebalancing global trade partnerships. While the two leaders differ ideologically, Lula being a left-leaning former trade union leader and Trump a conservative businessman with a populist approach, both share a pragmatic streak that could pave the way for cooperation. The planned meeting is expected to address trade, energy, climate cooperation, and geopolitical issues such as the war in Ukraine, the Venezuelan crisis, and China's growing influence in Latin America. What's driving the meeting? Sources familiar with the negotiations say Washington views Brazil as a critical partner in countering China's economic dominance in South America, particularly in areas such as infrastructure, mining, and technology. The U.S. is eager to prevent Brazil from drifting further into Beijing's orbit, especially given China's status as Brazil's largest trading partner. For Lula, engaging with Trump offers both risks and rewards. On one hand, it could boost Brazil's leverage by balancing relationships with both Washington and Beijing. On the other, it risks alienating some of Lula's progressive base, who remain critical of Trump's policies on climate change, human rights, and multilateral institutions. Still, Lula has signaled openness to dialogue, stressing that Brazil's foreign policy will remain independent but cooperative with all major powers. Key issues likely on the table: trade and investment. Brazil is one of the world's largest agricultural exporters, and U.S. agribusiness groups have long eyed deeper trade ties. Trump may push for reduced barriers on American exports while exploring opportunities for U.S. investment in Brazil's energy sector. Energy and climate. Brazil's vast oil reserves, biofuel capabilities, and the Amazon rainforest make energy and climate critical points of discussion. Trump, who has historically downplayed climate initiatives, may emphasize oil and gas cooperation, while Lula is likely to highlight Brazil's renewable energy potential. Regional security. Both leaders are expected to discuss Venezuela's political crisis, organized crime, and drug trafficking routes. Washington wants stronger regional allies to stabilize Latin America, while Brazil seeks to avoid escalation and promote dialogue. Global geopolitics. The Ukraine war and Brazil's position within BRICS are also set to be central topics. While Trump has expressed skepticism toward continued U.S. aid to Ukraine, Lula has pushed for peace talks and a multipolar world order. Reactions and implications. The mere prospect of a Trump-Lula meeting has sparked debate in both countries. In Brazil, critics argue that engaging with Trump could dilute Lula's progressive agenda, while supporters see it as a pragmatic move to secure U.S. investment and strengthen Brazil's international standing. In the U.S., Trump's political allies are framing the meeting as proof of his ability to negotiate with leaders across the ideological spectrum. If successful, the meeting could mark the beginning of a more balanced U.S.-Brazil relationship, with potential ripple effects across Latin America. Analysts suggest that it may also influence debates within BRICS, as Brazil seeks to maintain autonomy while deepening cooperation with both East and West. Looking ahead, no official date has been confirmed, but sources indicate the meeting could take place before the end of the year, possibly during a multilateral summit or as a standalone bilateral visit. Both Washington and Brasilia appear cautious yet committed, underscoring the high stakes of this diplomatic overture. Whether the talks produce tangible agreements or serve mainly as a symbolic gesture, they will represent a defining moment for Trump's foreign policy reset and Lula's balancing act on the global stage.